The sun was barely on the horizon as the camp's children plunged into the water. Their shrills and screams made one little girl change her mind about joining them in the frigid water. Her stomach protested skipping breakfast for this. A branch snapped behind her. In the woods, a figure crouched behind bushes. The figure was the Pacific Northwest King of Ghosts, Bakwas. And this is Legends from the Pacific. Aloha, and thank you for joining us. This is Legends from the Pacific, episode 126, the Pacific Northwest King of Ghosts, Bakwas. I am Kamuela Kaneshiro, a native Hawaiian professional writer, speaker, and Comic-Con panelist with extensive film and television experience. I study mythology, I've encountered unusual things, and I am a geek. A big mahalo nui loa to all of you who purchased our Legends from the Pacific Book 1 and left a rating. I look forward to giving you a shout out for your review. Just click the link in our show notes and purchase our Legends from the Pacific Book 1 today. Later in this episode, your featured song in Hawaiian word, but first, let me share with you The Man from the Sea. As usual, I apologize for any mispronounced names or words and appreciate your understanding. The King of Ghosts, Man of the Sea, and Wild Man of the Woods are what some people call this ghost. The kwakwaka'wakw believe the Bakwas is a skeletal figure with big eyes, long unkempt hair, and a pointed nose. Aside from the names previously mentioned, this ghost goes by many names, but interestingly enough, it is a shy being who lives beside the water in an invisible cabin and enjoys eating shellfish. It's not really clear how this ghost came to be. One of its origin stories is that it was a warrior who got lost and became this wandering wild man. Another stated he is a victim of drowning. However, he is known for offering delicious food to people who wander from their group. Unfortunately, the food he offers is an illusion, and what his victims believed were amazing food is actually worms, maggots, or other disgusting things that, if eaten, will make you a bakwas. Rustling trees replaced children playing in the water as the little girl approached the hiding person. She saw parts of them and stopped. She called to the person, hoping it was another girl from the camp. The figure stood. It was a skinny adult man with large eyes and unkempt hair who peered over the bush at her. The girl's body tensed. Her brain yelled, "Run!" The man opened his hand and displayed her favorite wild berries. But these berries looked amazing. A boy shrilled from the children playing in the water. The man flinched and stepped back. The girl glanced over her shoulder, frowned, and faced the man. "It's okay. It's just boys. Don't worry. I don't like them very much either." She approached him. He cringed and stepped away. She stopped. "I won't hurt you. I'm a friend." The man stood and offered her the wild berries. She smiled, took the marble-sized berries, and raised them to her mouth. Someone called her name. Her body shook. She realized her eyes were closed and opened them. A camp counselor was shaking her and asked what she was doing alone in the forest. "I'm not alone," the girl said. "I'm with a friend. He gave me berries." The man was gone. The girl opened her hand. Giant roaches scurried across her fingers. She screamed. Tears poured from her eyes as the creature's legs ran across her palm. The counselor batted the bugs away and carried her back to the camp. The crying girl pressed her eyes into the counselor's shoulder, trying to erase the experience. The counselor comforted her, but couldn't shake the feeling something in the woods was watching them. Do you know who the Hawaiian volcano god was before Pele? Or who the Hawaiian god of poison was? Become a Legends from the Pacific Patreon member to hear these rare stories, enjoy early access to our episodes, and other nifty benefits. So click the link in our show notes and become a Legends from the Pacific Patreon member today. As always, a big mahalo nui loa to our Patreon members, whose support keeps our show going. Just a reminder that our show is now released on Wednesdays instead of Sunday, but I'm doing my best to have new episodes for our Patreon members before the weekend. Today, because of the Bakwas' wild, unkempt appearance, people have linked him with the Sasquatch or Bigfoot. Though the Bakwa is shy, he's actually married to a giant cannibal. But that's a story for another time. So, what'd we learn? With April Fools being around the corner, I figured it'd be a good time to share this story with you. Because really, talk about fooling people with tasty food, but the real joke is not only was it bugs and stuff, but now you're one of the wild people. At face value, this could be a cautionary tale for kids to stay together and avoid going to places alone, especially water, which is similar to the bunyip, kappa, kwakwaka'wakw, and others. That being said, I feel, like our other stories, there could be something out there, lurking in the woods, waiting for the time to show itself. Because honestly, in those moments when we are alone, facing nature's vastness, how many of us had the feeling that something in the wilderness was watching us? If you like what you heard, please give us a rating and write a review. I'd really appreciate it. Our theme song is Mystery by Tavana, courtesy of High Sessions. Sound effects are by Sound Effects Factory. Our music coordinator is Matt Duffy, aka DJ TripleBypass. Links and show notes can be found on our website, legendsfromthepacific.com, including a link to your featured song, which is Own Devil by Matt Krahula, courtesy of High Sessions. Legends from the Pacific was written, produced, and edited by me, Kamuela Kaneshiro. I also wrote our original stories. Your featured Hawaiian word is mea kolo. Mea kolo means insect. An example of mea kolo is, in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the room before the Room of Spikes had a lot of mea kolo. Once again, mea kolo is Hawaiian for insects. That's my favorite Indiana Jones movie so far. Can't say for sure since the Dial of Destiny is coming out later this year, but I think we'll all be good as long as it's better than the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Yeah. Thank you once again for listening. Mahalo and a hui ho.
Everybody needs to be alone sometimes, even though they're craving to be